Pratap Bangawala, and I shall be your host. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our honorable guest, Shri S. Chandrasekharan, on the stage. We welcome you, sir. Now, I would like to request our speakers, Mr. Kevin Murphy from United States of America, Mr. Wilson Pinheiro Jabbour from Brazil, Mr. Padmin BUCH from India, and Dr. David Ho from United States of America to take their respective seats on the stage. Now I would like to request Mr. Kunal Dalsania to present flowers to Mr. Kevin Murphy. I would like to invite Mr. Ketan Bhatt to present flowers to Mr. Wilson Pinheiro Jabbour. Thank you very much. To welcome Mr. Padmin BUCH, may I request Ms. Kinjal Shah to greet him with a bouquet of flowers. To welcome Dr. David Ho, may I request Ms. Sejal Shah to greet him with a bouquet of flowers. Thank you very much. To welcome Shri S. Chandrasekharan, may I request Mr. Shoaib Masoodi to greet him with a bouquet of flowers. Thank you very much. It is my honor to invite the next speaker for the session, Mr. Padmin BUCH. He is a senior visiting faculty with EDI. He is an IPR domain expert and is also a project and management advisor. He holds about 30 years combined experience of intellectual property rights, corporate industry, project management, entrepreneurship, development, and academics. In the IPR domain, he's closely associated with GTU, Gujarat Coast, EDI, and the corporate industry. Mr. BUCH is also a senior advisor and mentor to markpatent.org. Currently, he is also associated with India-China Economic and Cultural Council, ICEC, and is also with US-India Importers Council in the area of IPR management. Mr. BUCH is the chairman of USIIC Committee on IPR. Mr. BUCH was earlier the managing director of JITCO. He's director on board for Troika Pharmaceuticals and Bhagwati Autocast Limited. Mr. BUCH is also a chairman of Extension Services Committee of AMA, co-chairman of Foreign Trade Committee of GCCI, and a member of MSME Core Group of CII. To speak on the topic, Research to Revenue, the smart way of IP creation and management, may I please welcome Mr. Padmin BUCH to come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Ola, and welcome back to him also. Friends, good afternoon. Once again, I'm here. But this time to speak something on my own subject. Actually, I'm waiting for the caller mic because normally I'm used to be here and speak, to be near and part of the audience. But they are trying to find out a smart solution to the global problem. So that's not an issue. I'll start. Pardon? Oh, any smart solution will do. Okay, fine. The smart gentleman has told me that this is a better way to do it. Okay, fine. I'm going to speak about something research to revenue, because I am not a hardcore lawyer. And I am neither expert in the legal matters. My job is to talk more about development part of IPR. And when Rajesh Bhai came out with such a fantastic theme, I thought I may try to do something about my own. essentially the key problem is creation of the IP, intellectual property. That's according to me. We need to create IP first. If that happens, particularly in enthralling, and then second issue is that it goes to the right people, is utilized in the right manner. That is the key part of it. Okay, and that's going to be my focus. There will be, of course, a few background things here or there. खोटी चाप दबाएगी
I'll write it up. Yeah, I'll write it up. So just tell me when to go.
Keep sitting, I'll do it. That's right.
Started? Oh, great. Thank you. वो चला जाता है? Why?
Press it down. Press it down.
Just show me that. Can you show me? This one. Okay, this is the. Okay, fine. Thank you. It's a competitive world, you know. I don't want to elaborate on that. And what we are doing is a part of what we call knowledge economy. That doesn't mean there is no industrial economy, but knowledge, use of knowledge is everywhere, including in the agri economy. And what we do, innovations, creating IP and protecting IP. That's the basic idea. Okay. Just 2 or 3 things recent time. Apple gets Indian patent for media program. Okay. Google gets Indian patent for system for sport good practices, good phrases. And these are not very old things. These are within less than 1 year time. Okay. Facebook gets Indian patent for creating relationship-based content. Why I'm showing this is that Facebook, Google, or Apple are large companies in the field of media, entertainment, intelligence, IT, everything. They are here, they are getting patents, they want to get more patents. What we are doing? Can we do something? And when Dr. Rajesh Bhai showed his presentation, it was a class presentation, of course. It's a different world together, taking us into different orbit. But fact remains, there we are in an era where a lot of disruptive innovations and technology taking place. The changes of technology are fast and furious. The moment we realize there is new technology, one more technology being developed and it is on to us. Industry 4.0 is already us. Industry 4.0 is already here. We are not looking ahead. It is already here. We are all surrounded by an entire gamut of what we call artificial intelligence, Internet of the Things, Internet of everything. Okay. Before I go to my home, my car starts, my car door opens. When I reach home, the door opens, AC is already started. When I go out, the refrigerator tells me, please bring milk when you come back. When I come back to the home, the microphone tells me, oh, you have forgotten to bring the milk. We are in that era. Okay. Are these problems? Yeah, it makes a kind of problem. Idea is to see that we come out with some kind of IP which is much more used. Innovation is the key in this particular era. This is also innovation. My favorite slide. Gentlemen, you know what is fafra?
I think I
Ah, yeah, fafra. Fafra is our national food.
Finger looking good.
It is our national food. It has so much oil. We doesn't have in the Arab countries also. Neither in Mexico, nor in Brazil, nor in Argentina. It is so much oil, and we Indians, particularly Ahmedabadis, when we take a walk in the park, the first thing we look forward to is eating a fafra, so that we can compensate what calorie we are lose. I remember when myself and Kevin were in New York a year back, he offered me a lunch which had no oil. I was wondering when the oil-based food will come. It never came. But that's what it is. It was a wonderful meal. It was a wonderful meal. But of course, this is lighter vein. When Kentucky Fried Chicken was introduced in Ahmedabad, it failed because we are essentially vegetarian people. Okay, so they didn't know the tricks of that. So some Gujarati entrepreneurs say, let's have our own KFC. Okay, so that is an innovation. But we are talking about innovation, which is something of different level. Okay, fine. So, research to revenue, my theme. Research to revenue. We want to do research which will ultimately lead to revenue. Okay, that's the idea. And the key components are innovation, research, and IPR, not to forget. What is innovation? Innovation, of course, is creativity, out-of-box thinking, risk-taking, technology, but the last two components are equally important, value addition and need. How do we add the value if there is a need? Okay, so that's the point. Creative innovation is fine, but ultimately it has to create a value in the marketplace. Okay. And research is going everywhere. This is also research. Eureka! It won't cure anything, but the side effects are terrific. Fine. It's a research. Okay. Something has been brought out, something has been researched. At least it has a side effects. If not a real effect. But it is effective, I must say. But research is more formal as compared to innovation. Okay. That's the second component. More formal, it has systems and methods, it has a documentation, it's a new research, it's a solution of research. There are all kind of research. Okay. Again, it has to bring out a tangible result, something which appeals to the market. And that's what it is. The innovation has to be this part. Okay. Viability in terms of business, desirability in terms of the people who want it, and feasibility, technical feasibility. And that is the research we want. That's the research we want. Okay, I am leading to something what I essentially call a targeted research. And that's the key. The research, can it be targeted? Can we research always do an abstract term? We do research and something will come out and they start to finding out what will the application. Can we have from the beginning a targeted research? And this is the targeted research. And IPR, the context. How IPR related to something what we have been talking about? Yes, we know. Idea is to convert intangible property into a tangible property. Okay? So it is the IPR which paves way for possible commercialization. That's the key part of it. Why? You have been talking about the same thing. If I do some research and I start talking to the people, then you lose the game. And that's unfortunately not happening in many countries, including in countries. Yesterday I was with another IPR conference, and there are 3 people who had done research and they were talking to the people to commercialize, and none of them have done patent of the product. Just imagine what can happen. IPR plays an important role in facilitating the process of taking innovative technology to the marketplace. That's the medium we must utilize. People who are much used to it is not a new thing. But that is a gap we are witnessing here. And that's the problem for which we need to find a solution. And why? Because, this is the typical chain of things. What we call normally big fish, it's the small fish. This company or enterprise has 1,000 patents. Do you think that for 1,000 patents that company has worked on its own? No way. They have not done research and got the 1,000 patents. It's quite likely that they have got this patent from somebody else. They acquired the patent. They created a bank of patents. They created a pool of patents. They purchased the patent. And that's the need. When I want, as a big company wants to purchase a patent, somebody has to have a patent, which I consider to be a good deal. And that's the research to revenue. I remember our own Dr. Sam Pitroda, our own scientist, who is based in USA now, he used to tell that when they were young in USA, They have to do something or some research, then get it patent, and then they will wait. After doing some small research, they will get a patent in USA, and then they will wait. Is any large company, big company coming out with a similar kind of innovation-based product? And one time it happened that they had done some research, and Nikon, one of the large camera company, came out with a new version of that camera. And the Sam Pitroda and his friend realized, oh, this is something we have done it, for which we have filed the patent. Now they were so happy, yeah, jackpot kind of thing. They sort out an email to that Nikon company saying that what we are announcing, we have got a patent. And this is a real thing, at least I have heard from Dr. Sam Pitroda himself, and he has repeated a few times. Okay. It was naturally, it was ignored by that company, in case people write. Then they went on writing emails, sustained. After 15, 20 emails, the legal department of the company said, okay, let's have a look at it. These people are writing, let's see what is happening. They invited Sam and his friend, okay. And when they saw that this is what we have, they had told the management, look, there is something which we need to look into it. It's quite similar to what we are talking about. We can fight off, we can vote off them, but let's try to settle out the thing. Why to create an issue if we can avoid it? They asked the Sam, although you are not something what very near to us, we don't believe in you, but you are young people, let's settle out. We like to buy your patent. Give it patents. Sam says, yes, we are ready. We are waiting for you to buy our patent. They sold the patent, they got the pocket money, they said, we got the pocket money, we ate pizza and started innovating something more. And that's what it is. That is the chain. Somebody has to work here. Somebody has to work here. Somebody has to work here. This to happen. And I am interested, and we are interested in this. According to me, this is the solution. The intellectual property of this kind has to start from here, which will develop the real scenario. That's the word. Myself and Dr. Rajesh Acharya encouraged, almost made them file patent, local pharmacy college here. LM College of Pharmacy, long back. It's my alma mater. I am basically pharmacy graduate before I did my MBA. We convinced the principal, the faculty that you must file patent, you are doing some good work. They filed the patent, 2 or 3 patents. After the first patent was filed, Dr. Mukesh Goyal, the principal, gave a ring to me. Padmin bhai, a very good offer has come from one of the large pharma company. They want to buy the patent. At the stage of filing itself, patent was yet to get. What should I do? I say, sir, sell the patent. Get it. Array, this is my first patent by college. How can I sell the patent? He didn't sell the patent. As on today also in the chamber of principal, there is a kind of plaque saying the first patent filed by our college. But that is plaque only, nothing else. Then second and third patent file, he again gave a call, all filed by Dr. Acharya's company, by the way. Third patent, he gave ring once again. Padmin bhai, we have got another offer for this one. The offer is not as big, but still it is a good offer. At that time, I asked him the question, sir, what will you do? He said, I will sell it. They sold the patent, got a money, a workshop has been improved, a laboratory has been upgraded, and that's the thing which is happened. Okay. Now they are filing patent on their own and creating value out of it. And that's one of the things I want. And so this is essentially the research to revenue pipeline. You see, this is the research pipeline. Entire thing. Idea generation, pre-commercial stage. This is the commercial stage. Okay. This is something which will happen. And ultimately it has to reach the marketplace. This is the thing what I am talking about. This is not new, but this has to be put in practice in the right manner. This is not new, but we have to see where the gaps are. This is new, but we have to put emphasis on a certain stage like this. And this is one of the things. There is something called valley of death. There is a gap between the cup and the lip. This is called the valley of death. When I am doing research and want to jump, there is a valley in between. When I want to jump to the other side where there is a revenue, where I can see some of the buyer, but people don't know what to do in between. There are no bridges. And I may not have the strength of my innovation to reach there. And this is called typically the valley of death, where the commercialization of scientific discovery falls into that valley and nothing happens. Okay, so that's what. So, how to do it? That's where the smartness requires. Be smart, as Dr. Acharya has told us everything. That is where start. To avoid the valley of death, we need to be smartest. And we can create maybe a smartness lab. If the trademark is allowed, okay, gentlemen, is allowed? Smartness lab, Smartaco. Okay, fine, no problem. He says yes. When he smiles, I consider it can be allowed. Okay, fine. The Smartaco Smartness lab. So this is the way you can do it, maybe. We do things a little differently around. How? Instead of research and development, they say development and research. You change it. Don't call it R&D, call DNR. Smart way. You like to do it? He says yes. Thank you so much. Fine. So, yeah. Not about such kind of smartness, maybe. Okay. Smartness and intelligence are two. Some of the smartest people in the work lack intelligence, and some of the most intelligent ones lack smartness. Don't look at me, I have both. That madam is trying to find out whether it's smart or intelligent. Okay, agree? Fine. And that is the smartness or lack of smartness. No thanks, we are too busy. He is offering a wheel and he said, no, we are too busy. Too busy to look at something which is being offered. I don't know whether it's intelligent or smart. Maybe neither. So this is a smart way. This is the smart way I am talking about. You create, you protect, and you exploit successfully. Okay. So let's talk about creation. Yes, IP creation, research and development. Relax and doodle. That's the way intelligent people come out with the latest innovations. You never know. But there are other ways. This is the smart way. IP creation smart way. Be specific, measurable, attainable. Make it attainable. Make it relevant. Do something which is not abstract. Even sometimes some people do research, they don't know why they are doing this. They also don't know what has come out. Make it relevant, and of course time-based. Everything has to be in a certain framework. That's the kind of IP creation we need now. Okay, that's a smart IP creation. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-based. And we don't have to go for rocket science. Start with the small innovative steps, one step at a time. There's so much requirement in the daily life, if you see. Make the life convenient, make the life easier, make the life productive, make the life meaningful. Small innovations, one step at a time, okay? Not high-end complex, and it should be appropriate to the world. I keep on asking, no, we are all right-handed basically. We all are right-handed, right? You are right-handed, you are right?
Right-handed.
Okay. Are there any left-handed people? You are there. My daughter, by the way, she's my daughter, Arsavi, and she's my wife. Right. Thanks for coming. Thanks to Dr. Rajesh bhai. Anyway, now she's lefty. You know, when a lefty person, left-handed person uses a scissor, all the scissors are meant for the right-handed. When she used to scissor, I used to observe her. She had a difficulty like this. When she was young, she used to write B, then ultimately it turned out with D. I said, what are you doing? You have to write B, but it to D. This is automatic thing. So when a right-handed utilises a scissor, it's very difficult. Left-handed like that. Very difficult. Has anybody invented a scissor meant for left-handed? No. That's the kind of small IP creation I am talking about. It has a huge value. No, most of the time we sit on the desk, there is something like to writing. It is always on the right-hand side. You open right. Has anybody invented that? There will be some lefty people also. When she sits in the exam hall, she like this. Because she writes to the left hand and beside the person is a right-handed. So both look like this. In USA, I saw a store only for left-handed. All the items meant for left-handed people. Now,
We're smart.
thank you, sir. He is my good friend here. I am going to come back again at my own cost.
You're always welcome.
Right. Okay. Anyway, the point is that this should be small, appropriate, meaningful kind of innovation. I am talking about intellectual property. For example, NDDS, new drug delivery system. As simple as that. You don't find out a new molecule in pharmaceutical. A small way. The same drug can be taken in a different manner. A child cannot take a tablet or capsule, not maybe even gulp a liquid. Can we put some kind of skin film which can be put on the tongue and it melts, mouth melt film? Can you have some kind of skin page we put on the skin and the medicine goes directly inside? And I'm not talking about something different. This is already happening. So it is called new drug delivery system, and that's what is required. We don't require an original molecule to be said. I am going to show you one example of new drug delivery system. Okay. This is also NDDS. If you can read it. Be sure to take this drug exactly as directed. What are the directions? Tilt your head to the right at 37-degree angle. Like this. Extend your tongue precisely 4.9312 inches past the furthest point of the upper lip. Can you do? No, don't do it. Place the pill directly between the 48th and 49th taste bud on the left side of the tongue. New drug delivery system. Not the kind I am talking about. If you do this, you will have to invite Baba Ramdev to bring back you to original shape where you were. Because by the time you do it, you will be D-shaped. Baba Ramdev is a yoga guru in India. So if somebody does like this, that person will be like this. It will need a yoga guru to come back to us. So I am not talking about such kind of NDDs, but NDDs is one of the requirement to do it. Okay. So what is required? We are talking about IP creation, smart way of IP creation, innovations with a substance, innovations which are sustainable. It has to sustain. It is not a one-day phenomena. It has to sustain. And this is the typical innovation matrix. If you see, this axis, vertical axis is a problem definition. Okay. And the horizontal axis is domain definition. Whether you identify the problem correctly and whether you have the clarity over the domain you are in. Okay. If both are on the lower side, you continue basic research. Don't go beyond that. Okay. And if you are top on both the side, you can go for a sustaining innovations. Okay. These two things. Or if you are like this, one of the things is done, you can go breakthrough innovation, or you can go disrupt innovations when domain is well defined, but problem is not well defined. So it's a typical matrix. Okay. And there are examples. Apple is an example of where problem is well defined and domain is also well defined. Okay. And whereas this is a question of experimental, IBM remains in what we call a basic research. Okay. This is the kind of innovation matrix I propose. This is the kind of smart research I am talking about to create intellectual property. Okay. So that's what I call it, target oriented. What is target? You know the problem, you work on it. You identify the problem, you work on it. You find out the need, you work on it. That's the target oriented IP creation we want to do. That's the smart way. Identifying problem is the key. You identify the problem, is the major problem. Okay, of course, there are also ideas, there are things available. The department of really stupid ideas. There also you can go and find out the problems. I know where it is. If somebody wants to know, I will tell you where the address is. Fine. It requires really effort to find out stupid ideas also. Okay. And there are ideas like these also, which are ingenious ideas. They are not stupid ideas. They are fantastic ideas. And that is a Baba Ramdev, my dear gentlemen, I am talking about. There is no parking space. Everybody is a parking space problem. So he has come out with a solution where you can like this. Just like yoga. My only advice is that don't go for it. Again. Okay. So identification of research is a problem. And That is the key part. When you create a IP, you need to identify a problem, then work on it. Okay. What is required to as a support mechanism? We require information and database, exposure to the latest innovations and trends into the market. That you require as a support. There is always support required. And people underestimate the wealth of information available in the patent database. I have been talking to so many research institutes, academic institutes. There is a wealth of information available. Why you are not doing patent tracking? That is the basic data available with you. Okay. The European patent is, for example, estimates that 70% of the information in patent data is not available elsewhere. It is the only place it is available. With more than 800,000 patents granted annually around the globe, it does not take a rocket scientist to realize the wealth of information available in the patent documents. You go to it, you do it, create an IP. And this is the typical free and paid database. You know about it, I don't need to explain. These are the excellent sources of information. Okay, create IP, you protect IP. And documentation is vital. Unfortunately, I would like to admit that people in my country also, we are not used to documentation. Okay, documentation is vital. File the patent release, use provisional patent, have an IPR policy, particularly research and academic organizations which they lack, and avoid litigation. Be prepared in terms of IPR. And then go for the final stage, which is a successful exploitation. Okay, research to revenue. What is required? Preparing a dossier of such innovation. If I am a research institute, if I am an academic institute, or I am a research anyway, prepare a dossier of innovation, a full good catalog. IP evaluation, I should do some kind of evaluation so that I can talk to the people. Okay, this is my innovation, this is my IP, and it will cost you this much. As simple as that. Okay. And then you do networking and reaching out. Industry leaders and patrons, industry association, institutions, display, industrial exhibition and seminars, and many more. This part is important. Reaching out. You have to reach out. If you want to research a revenue, if I am researcher, I cannot sit here and wait for the people to come. I have to reach out. I have to tell people that I have got such kind of. And options are joint venture, joint patents, outright selling, royalty, reward to the innovators, or any of them. This is the same thing. And this is what is required. This is what is, any of them. It is up to the institute and to decide what model they want to go for. But go for it. And this is the typical monetization. This is where you reach the stage of monetization, entire range of monetization. Okay. So let's conclude. Research to revenue, the smart way. Roadmap for the entrepreneurs, rapid and successful migration of technology from pure research to product developing stages leading to revenue generating companies. That's the kind of roadmap we are seeing. Okay. And the smart way is identify and support innovation driven small and medium enterprises. This is what I have been harping. Yesterday also I had the same thing. India has a large number of small and medium enterprises. For that matter, many of the countries have a large number of small and medium enterprises. They have a huge infrastructure. But they work in a status quo manner. They go on doing what they are doing since last 10 years. Can't we identify out of 110 small and medium enterprises which have some kind of innovation streak, some interest in doing something new, pick them up, identify them, nurture them, encourage them, and let them create IP. We want to do that. Okay. Create hundreds, maybe more design studio for product development. And put in place the German Michelin model of the industry research academia collaboration. Oh, not one of them, not either of them, all of them, maybe more. This we have been talking a lot. Industry research academia collaboration. Yes. This is something we are missing. We want to do this. We want to create IP in research institute, then go to the industry. Why also we tell industry to they themselves do something? So it has to be a collaborative effort. It should be joint effort, and that's what the research to revenue it is. So this is a typical way in academic research industry interface. Initial basic research at the academics, tie with the industry for the further development. There could be joint ownership, joint IPR protection, commercialization of the industry, which it says, sharing the rewards, and that is what research to reward. Please take my photograph also. Thank you. We'll be taking photograph slides, so I thought let me have my photograph also. And in Indian words, it is called Saraswati to Lakshmi, the goddess of knowledge to goddess of wealth. That is the kind of research to revenue. Okay, so that's what I recommend. You know, I would just like to end by saying that there was a movie, I don't know whether you've seen it. It's a very nice movie. I have seen it more than once. I still have a clip with me, an authorized clip, by the way. Being Smart, IP Creation and Management movie, Flash of a Genius. This gentleman was a professor of engineering in United States, right? Yeah, exactly, same. Right. And he invented, it's a real story. And he invented, in those times, the wipers, not the car, were manual. When it starts raining, you do like this. So whether you had a steering or use wiper, you don't know. Okay. So one fine day, there was raining. He realized, okay, why can't have a wiper which has a speed of the rain? Just like we have now wipers of 3 speed or 4 speed. If rain is higher intensity, wiper moves fast like this. Okay. So he invented those kind of wipers. Okay. Did I do something wrong? Don't worry, this happens. This is a part of the game, don't worry. Nothing happens. He invented a wiper which had a 3 speed, and his friend had a meeting with Ford Motors, the one of the largest company in the USA. Ford Motors at that time, they said, yes, it's a fantastic innovation, we like to buy it. Give us the, he had 5 patents also, by the way, 5 patents, 5 USA patents. And this gentleman, because he was a professor, he said, no, I will manufacture myself and supply it to you. So they told him, you cannot do, you should not do it. No, I will make myself and give it to you. He started preparing for that. Meanwhile, within next 3 or 4 months, Ford company launched a new model of the car by announcing that the new model will have a 3-speed automatic wipers. And this fellow was stunned. He was stunned. This is the wiper. Okay. He was stunned. He said, how this can happen? This is my innovation. He asked Ford company, okay, Ford company, no, you are not wrong. We have developed ourselves. As simple as that. He said, I will file a case. He said, we don't want. And there was a lot of pressure on this gentleman that you settle out of a court. You cannot fight against a large company with a deep pockets. But the movie is all about his struggle, his fight. But ultimately, the judiciary system, the court of USA, which is so transparent and which is so honest, it gave a verdict after a long fight in the favor of this gentleman. The Ford was considered as somebody who had defaulted, and a huge amount of multi-million-dollar damages were awarded, penalized to the Ford company. It's a real case. It's a fantastic movie. It's about 1 hour plus movie. I must give credit to Mr. Mesuullah. He was the person who told me, sir, you should see this movie. He gave me the movie, and I'm sure it's an authorized version, so that's fine. But it's a fantastic movie. I urge everybody. In fact, I take IPR course in couple of institutes, and one day I showed them the movie with the permission of the college management, university management, and they were so happy. It's a fantastic movie. It covers everything what we are talking about. Okay. To end, that was saying. To end, as a smart, I would say let's be smarter. There is a smarter way to do it. We know the case of Apple and Samsung. They fight each other. I would like to tell you the inside story. Jara, please door band kar do na. It's an inside story, very secret thing. How Samsung and Apple, what was the secret? Nobody from Apple and Samsung, by the way. What happened really? Smarter. Samsung was a smarter maybe. As simple as that. For many years I was confused. Who bite the apple? Now I get it. Excuse me? Is not a true story, by the way. But this is happened. Smarter way it happens. This is the way you become smarter. Not only smart, smarter. Okay? And how did it happen? That also I can show you. As simple as that. Very simple. Everybody in a young age remember doing something like this. And see the fate of Nokia. Nokia was the very good phone. India had a 85% Nokia market, and Nokia was so good, handset was so good, it could never, and if you throw it like this, even more useful. Hard and durable. So, I have a lot of stories like this, which has not to be followed. Fine. Okay. Thank you so much.
As a gesture of thanks, we request Shri S. Chandrasekharan to present the mementos and certificates to our speakers, Mr. Kevin Murphy, and to Mr. Wilson Pinheiro Jabur, and to Mr. Padmin BUCH. And to Dr. David Ho. Thank you very much, sir. We extend our gratitude to all our distinguished speakers for giving such excellent presentations. Ladies